Good afternoon. It is April the 28th, and the title of our talk today is going to be Taking Sides, Keep Telling. What do you think this title means? Well, on October 8, 2021, in Psych Central, there was a interesting article that was posted called Why Family Members Take Sides in Sexual Abuse. So I want to start this off by saying that if you tell someone, even if it's a family member, and you feel like they don't believe you or they're taking sides, keep telling someone until they listen. I'm going to be reading you a portion of this article, and then I will also put it inside of the YouTube box when I post this video so that you can go back and read the whole thing in your leisure time. When sexual abuse occurs, family members may side with those who abuse instead of the survivor. There may be a reason for this. Maybe you've waited a long time to open up to someone you feel close to. You prepare what you're going to say, and then the big day comes and they don't support you. You may be shocked or feel disappointed. And I will tell you right off that I know that if I had told my family members, and in one case I did, but the other case I did not, and they did not believe me, it would have been crushing. It's one thing to tell a coworker or maybe someone that you go to church with or a best friend, and they not believe you, but when your own blood family member doesn't believe you, that is absolutely devastating. It says here, not only have you gone through a traumatic experience, but now you're navigating another layer of trauma when your loved one sides with the one who hurt you. No one should have to go through this, but it happens far more often than many would believe. If this is the case in your family, here's how you can find the support that you need. And it goes on in this article to talk about, in fact, of all sexual assault abuse cases, 34% are committed by family members. They're hidden in our families, neighbors, colleagues, and friends. It is unfathomable to many of us that our loved ones could commit such an egregious act. So here's some of the reasons why they choose not to believe you. The reputation of the family is at stake. Talking about abuse is considered taboo. The person who hurt you is the head of the household. The truth could threaten resources or finances. It's the fear of stirring the pot or breaking up the family unit. Other survivors in the family are not ready to speak up, and religious expectations around abstinence. In addition, here it talks about what happens when a family sides with the person who abuses instead of the survivor. The family member may not be able to support you, to give you the support you deserve. The family may deny that the abuse even happened. They may say that the abuse never happened or you're remembering details incorrectly. They may minimize the abuse by saying, you made a mistake. It was just a drunken moment or a misunderstanding. They may even place the blame on you. They may say things like, I see you're trying to get my attention or lying. They may imply that you somehow consented or deserve what happened to you. And in other cases, they may even get defensive, and they may get angry or threaten to ostracize you if you dare tell anyone. So here's a little bit about what those discussions sounds like. And I can remember hearing some of these things in family units when I was growing up. In fact, one of the main reasons it's so hard for men to share the fact that they've been abused is because they've been taught since they were little kids to just grow up, in today's term, man up. Don't be crying like a little girl. Don't be a sissy. Don't be a punk and all these things. And so they carry that over into adulthood, and they don't feel like that they can be emotional, and they don't feel like that they could tell anybody because then it would make them appear to be weak. Well, you are not weak. If you're a man listening, you are not weak by stepping up and telling somebody about what happened. You'll also hear situations like this around the family. Well, boys will be boys, or, well, it wasn't that big of a deal. They would threaten you by telling you things like, don't you ever talk about that again. How dare you say that about them? Just forget about the past and move on. They probably didn't realize what they were doing. That was a long time ago. I'm sure they've changed. Well, guess what? In many cases, they absolutely have not changed. Some of the other things that it talked about is how it affects our mental health. Sexual abuse can be devastating. It can impact the mental health of a person who was abused. Roughly 81% of women and 35% of men who experience sexual abuse have long-term mental impacts, including PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. In addition, when loved ones don't validate your experience, it can lead to re-victimization, meaning that you feel like you're being a victim all over again. It's not common to feel anxious, confused, depressed, unseen, unsupported, mistrustful. All different type of emotional trauma can be caused by this. Denial of sexual abuse can wreak havoc on a survivor's mental health. First, they endure such a traumatic experience, then they work up the courage to talk about what happened and ask for help, and then they're not believed. It instills feelings of low self-worth and can often lead to continued feelings of inadequacy throughout life. So here are some ways that a family member can be supportive. They must believe the survivor and reassure them that it's not their fault. They should respect their narrative and then let them share details in their own comfort and space. They need to educate themselves on sexual abuse. Encourage their family members to stand up to the abuser. Support them if they're getting medical examinations, such as in the videos that I did on rape kits. You may want to go to the emergency room or to the doctor with them. Encourage them to get therapy. And one thing that it doesn't say on here is basically to get them connected to a Bible believing church so they can have something that they can believe in and hold on to for their life. And there are so many different agencies out there that can also help, such as the National Sexual Assault Hotline. If it's the situation of domestic violence, there's National Domestic Violence Hotline, National Dating Abuse Hotline. There's a lot of different things, the National Center on Violence Against Women in the Black community. And so, you don't have to feel like you're alone. Don't stop telling, keep telling. Somebody's going to believe you, and you're going to get the help that you need. Not only the help that you need, but the help that you deserve. Keep telling. Keep telling. Tell, tell, tell until somebody believes you.